Hey guys, for this video I want to hire 2 models to practice a photography concept that I always wanted to try, but I forgot I had no model friends. So I went out on Facebook and Instagram to ask you guys if anybody was willing to intern for this video. And nobody responded. So instead, I got these 2 talents. Alright, so in this video we're going to be testing out Flash on medium format with the Hasselblad today. The reason why I picked this room and with my friends is because there's a ton of like white walls that we could just bounce light off of. And we did run a couple of experiments a couple weeks back, and I did learn a couple things about using Flash. I'm still not that experienced, and using it on film is even more intimidating. But you know, like, you only learn by doing it, so we're gonna be testing out, like, just having fun, screwing around, even with some like color backdrops right here. And we're gonna be testing out on some color film, on some black and white film, and we're just gonna have a ball. Alright, so here's a quick tutorial on how to meter for Flash on film. So you get your little light meter. Most of the times you're gonna have it on the daylight setting, but make sure you flip it to the Flash setting. And once you get your ISO ready and your shutter speed ready, go ahead and press it. It won't give you an immediate reading because it read the ambient light and said, okay, this is the baseline now. This is the standard for comparison. Now it's waiting for a change in light, aka your flash. So when you're ready to flash, make sure you hold it right in front of there. Test it with your module. Boom. Now it says that ISO 200, 2/50th of a second, shoot at f/22. Now, if you want to do off-wall flash, instead of pointing your meter right into the flash unit, point it at the wall that it's going to be bouncing off of, and it'll give you another reading. So that's a quick tutorial on how to meter for flash. Sit straight towards me, square up. Damn, totally forgot. Are you still rolling?
Alright, so I thought I'd just hop on here real quick to share some lessons that I learned from shooting with Flash, because I feel like it would be completely pointless and a complete waste of money if I didn't learn from any of the things that we've been doing, especially when we shot for 9 hours. That's not a joke. The first thing I learned is that shutter speed mattered a lot more than I thought. When I metered, it would always show me like maybe 500th of a second at f11 or 250th of a second at f11, and I would always follow those readings. And even though they did give me the correct reading for the area of my subject that's going to be lit, whether it's the right side of their face or their whole face, a slower shutter speed wouldn't necessarily ruin that photo. A faster shutter speed will always render the background or any area that's not flashed incredibly dark. This is great for dramatic portraits. And even if the meter told us to shoot at 1/500th of a second, if you slowed it down, that slower shutter speed will allow the ambient light to quote-unquote fill in the background. Take for example these 2 photos up here. The one on the left is shot at 1/500th and the one on the right is shot at 1/125th. With the photo on the right, it still gave me the same settings as the one on the left, but I want to experiment with the slow shutter speed observation, and the results are pretty drastic as you see. Changing your aperture or your ISO does not change this effect. This is all reliant on shutter speed. Negative Feedback actually has a great video on this observation, so go ahead and click on the upper right corner if you want more details on that. And the last lesson that I want to share with you guys is to plan and practice when you're learning this thing. This whole filming and shooting process with these two guys took 9 hours. Given we did eat in between, we did kind of relax and made it chill, went at a very slow pace so we could have fun doing it. But 9 hours is still 9 hours and it was a very long day. It also helps a bunch to plan what shots you'll take. I went with the spray and pray method, which has its benefits when it comes to volume, but meticulous preparation will speed things up a lot. Draw out diagrams of where you want the subject to be and where the flash will be placed relative to that. Test with different kinds of diffusions and shutter speeds and apertures. Test with different kinds of film stocks. In my opinion, going into a shoot with a plan, like at least up to 50% is great, and having creative freedom and space to kind of wing some shots is also really good too. Some professionals may disagree, but that is just my personal opinion. And now it's been 2 experiments so far with playing around with Flash, and if you ask me, I still do not have it figured it out. I think I'm pretty trash at it from the results that you guys have seen, but this is kind of like the fun part, at least about the Film Tuesday videos that I make, because with the whole like film photography world, like I'm learning and teaching like as I'm going versus the whole digital stuff. Like I'm super experienced in that. So you guys are developing with me, I guess, on Tuesdays, and then I will kind of like drop some knowledge on Friday, dropping knowledge on both days, but it's both different and it's been very fun. Photography with studio equipment in general is very new to me, so I love being able to have a new frontier to explore, because after a lot of years in anything really, in sports and in art, you kind of like get the rhythm of things, and finding something exciting to make you fall in love with it again is always welcome to everybody who engages in these arts and in these crafts. So for one, I'm definitely looking forward to developing and getting a lot better with this stuff. And number two, I'm a little bit afraid of the costs, because film photography videos are very expensive to make because of the cost of the film itself and the developing. So hopefully, you know, I could be a lot more intentional and a lot more meticulous so I can save myself some money wherever I am. Maybe even develop at home and scan from home, even though it's going to be a lot more space consuming, a little bit more time consuming, but will save me some funds to make more videos. So that's all I have for you guys in this video. Make sure you subscribe, like this video, and comment down below about what you thought. Do you already play with flash, strobes, and studio lightings? Let me know what I can learn from you. Please share a tip down below, maybe in the Discord chat as well if you want to join in on that too. And I will see you guys and girls in the next video. Peace!